forgot the teams already. We have Anthrax on purple side and Efflouresence on blue. This is our winner semifinals. So already opening out Rise ban, Cassiopeia ban. These are more of those all-purpose AP mid types that can build tanky and still do lots of damage. They both have very, very strong jump phases. They're very useful for also this kind of counter jungling because Cassiopeia can do tons of damage without AP, and Rise just naturally has to do it. Only now we see Shen ban followed by Kog'Maw. I haven't seen anyone actually play Kog'Maw. Probably some maybe sort of snipe ban that we haven't seen the Efflourescence team play. So probably this Kog'Maw looking out to kind of ban out something like that. Followed by the Shen ban. Shen's still regularly banned by players. I don't think anyone actually knows like the one hero that usually beats Shen in lane. So at least I haven't seen it yet. And then followed by Kennen. Kennen is actually still very strong as a champion. High poke, has a good laning phase, especially once he has Revolver and then eventually builds into Woda. Just high sustain, high poke. And his stun is just a huge field of I don't want to be in here. GTFO.
Waiting on the last ban right now. I guess in this next couple of games, I guess, Yuhn, who would you like to see?
Orianna. Or Fizz. I like Fizz.
Shark!
Swimmingly. I don't know, I like Fizz. I think Fizz is fun to watch. There's not a lot of Fizz players though. He's a high cap or a high skill cap, but he's fun to watch. So Arya, last ban. Arya, very powerful AP as well. See a lot of APs being banned out. We see first pick might be this Morgana being picked right away by Efflourescence. We've been seeing a couple Morganas. Not a couple Morganas so far in the game. Morgana's still very strong. It's a very safe laning phase. It's just a really farm. And she has a lot of utility late with Black Shield, and her ultimate essentially becomes a huge zone that you don't want to be in, unless you still take large amounts of damage, and then also Hourglass stasis still allows the Soul Shackles to go off. Now, to redirect the question, what do you want to see these games in terms of champions or strategies?
In terms of champions, strategy, okay, a strategy that I'd like to see is more split pushing. I find it fascinating when one team is able to kind of play their hand a little bit better and force the other team to move in a particular way. Not necessarily because they have a strong advantage, but even in really close games, watching two teams dancing around with one another, trying to get an edge on, I guess, objectives, I think is always really, really fascinating to watch. So I'd like to see kind of a pushing team, since you don't see a whole lot of those anymore.
Like poke strats?
Yeah, poking strategies. Yeah, poking strategies.
TF Nocturne deal.
Yeah, something like that.
Alright, so also coming out of Anthrax, we see, I think they had Soraka before, as well as they're taking Udyr this time as well. Udyr also a very strong jungle, one of the best right now. Fast, clear, strong ganks, has a very strong late game. Speed in jungle is only really rivaled right now by Shyvana and Mundo at the moment. So he can farm the jungle for a while, and also he has really strong ganks as well with a better stance. He's a lot of utility, so we'll see exactly how the jungler for Anthrax actually plays this Udyr. Also, there's also the question if it's Tiger, who's a more ganker oriented, or the Phoenix, which focuses a bit more on farming and very fast clear times. Alright, now we see first Janna. Janna's been a huge trend recently, more in the higher games. I don't know, but we're finally seeing one Janna pick now. So Janna Corki is being taken right now.
Janna, Corki lane, be very, both Janna and Corki very strong during Hanover, especially since Corki has that poke, and Janna, she's coming to the fore of support champions. Even though she doesn't have that sustain, everybody's kind of been hit by the nerf bat, and now she's looking really strong now for her utility. But, ooh, a great.
She's always been a very strong support. It's just everyone always liked the sustain to just farm with heroes like Vayne. Janna's always strong just because of the utility to disrupt and such, and the speed. That 3% move speed, if you haven't played enough like melee heroes, you don't actually realize how much that actually is like. It's so nice to have. It's such a nice thing to have. But Janna Corki is can trade very well, and also actually, Janna was hit now. I have Storm. The shield actually loses the attack damage buff when you lose the shield if it gets destroyed, which actually makes trades with it a lot easier, which is a very nice thing to have now, because it was very hard sometimes to trade and actually come out of trades with really good players that had synergy using the Janna. So now we see Graves and Akali. Akali is kind of unsafe to pick right now, as we see already. Lee Sin top against an Akali top. Lee Sin will absolutely bend Akali over and just smack her all around the lane.
Mm-hmm.
The stealths are too strong against something like that.
Very much indeed. We do see picks on... Ooh. Well, is that perhaps...
Jungle Alistar.
A Jungle Alistar?
Very
so
strong
happy.
ganks.
Do it!
And especially with this team, has a lot of potential to get good ganks. Strong with Lee Sin, and good, it's good if you do get a Pulse combo, that's a free bind for Morgana as well. And it's the same thing, Lee Sin can just stick to people. So we'll see exactly how this goes. It's actually going to be a lot harder for Udyr to actually probably gank any of these lanes. It's hard, Lee Sin can peel off so well. And then it's hard to gank Janna lanes if the Jannas are good enough, because the peel is so good. The slow, the knockup, or slow the tornado, and then as well as shield and just the movement speed buff. And then Morgana just has black shield and just walks away.
Exactly.
So following this last pick for Anthrax, most likely... Okay, so what they're going to do now is they're going to put Akali middle and probably Warwick top. Warwick to go against... This only leaves the problem that Anthrax has no real range.
Mm-hmm.
And this is hard because what they're... Oh, wait.
Nocturne pick.
Top lane Nocturne?
That'd be interesting. Yeah, I guess it will be a pick on Nocturne.
It's a top lane Nocturne. The top lane Nocturne again. This struggles with. Oh no, top lane Udyr. That's what the other thing was. I knew I was forgetting something. So they're using Nocturne jungle with top lane Udyr to go against Lee Sin. Even this mid lane, I don't like the Akali versus Morgana matchup. Essentially, because if you do try to go in on Morgana, all she has to do, you're basically giving her free chances to push, to use Soul Shackles and essentially just cling to you. So that's hard, especially with Morgana can just shove against Akali too and force Akali to farm under the turret. Biggest part is like, if we do see these games, if they play correctly, Efflouresence is able to kite this purple team using Janna, Alistar, binds. It's just hard to... They can essentially kite them as long as they stay on equal ground if they play it right, and that can get very annoying and just essentially whittle down Anthrax's team.
Mm-hmm. And...
So quickly as we hit this 3-minute delay period, we're going to show you this cheesy commercial once again. So we will be
It's
right
an
back.
Awesome cheesy commercial.
This awesome cheesy commercial.
We just haven't figured it out yet.
Alright, we'll be right back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, you guys are currently watching the Enter the Rift tournament here at Overclocked Gaming and Computers. Be sure to check out Overclocked online at www.overclocked.com. Follow them on Twitter, twitter.com/overclockedgaming, facebook.com/overclockedcomputers. The link that is currently on the screen is a little bit out of date, and all the VODs from today's event, as well as many of the other events that have been held here, both in the past and will be in the future, can be found at youtube.com/overclocked Edmonton. Earlier today, we gave away $10 of RP by just having people enter a random draw on Twitter by using hashtag ETRYEG and being sure they're following OK Game. We're going to be doing the same thing once again tomorrow. So if you didn't get a chance to win today, you will have an opportunity to do that tomorrow instead. So be sure to stay on that Twitter. Very important, as esports is built on alcohol and Twitter, and everything else is kind of an afterthought. We also did the same thing for Oodle Noodle, and we'll probably be doing that again in the future. Wonderful sponsor for this excellent event right now, with a total of 60 people coming out. It's definitely been a great success. April 7th is Overkill 2 here at Overclock Gaming and Computers. It's an FPS tournament featuring Counter-Strike 1.6 5-on-5 on PC. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, I believe, is 2v2 on Xbox 360, and Halo Reach, also a 2v2 on Xbox 360. Entry fee $20 a person. Thursday nights, you can also come on down to Overclock Gaming and Computers for League of Legends night. $10 for members, $15 for non-members. Come down, level up your game, meet some local League of Legends players, make some friends, and have a good time. This event is also being put on by Edmonton gamers who are here running things nice and smoothly, making sure that matches get started on time, making sure that we've got matches to cast, and be sure to check them out online, as they do host plenty of events both on and offline at www.edmontongamers.com, as well as all of their various social media outlets, which you can see on the screen. And make sure to get on that Twitter. Like I said, we're showing off, we've got our Twitter spotlight. It's a ton of fun, so if you want to get your tweet shown on the stream, just use hashtag ETRYEG. And we're going to get this next game started in just a second here. As we are about 30 seconds out, we're going to cue into a wonderful commercial from our sponsor, Gamer Grub, and we're going to get right into the action.
I've lit 1,000 candles, wished on every star in the sky. How can you take my love when your arms are filled with the power? Your burden is heavy, but it doesn't have to last.
And the fact that if she manages to land a snare on a collie, that'll shut her down from dashing about to, I guess, exchange anything. So, I guess for the majority of this lane, we can probably expect Morgana to be a lot more dominant than a collie, unless if a collie can just run around, dodge the snares, and basically get in really close to where she wants to be.
Alright, so looking at, most of that is, again, the collie is just too much at risk of getting shoved, and then dashing, using what is it, Shadow Dance in, it puts her close to where it's a place she doesn't really want to be. So you do see Alistar actually stealing Wraith from purple side jungle and then going to this blue. And then this top lane we do have this Tiger Udyr against Lee Sin. Now, Lee Sin does have very useful tools. Again, if he scales into Safeguard first, which is his W, it's going to give him that shield that'll block most of the dot damage if he, activates it on, like, when he needs to. And that actually blocks a lot of it, and then the Iron Will also gives him some free lifesteal, which basically I think rivals a Wriggles, because, or almost rivals, as he starts to scale that up, because it's just free life return. It's so good. But we do see actually Alistar coming up for this gang. Flash pull onto this Udyr. There's the ignite. He's going to flash away towards his own tower right now. Oh, he still had headbutt.
Oh.
Alistar didn't headbutt. I'm not too sure why. Anyways, though, that might have been a kill into the pocket of that, but that's going to give Lee Sin some dominance. As well as, anyway, the cripple also helps very well against the attack speed buff that Tiger Stance does grant. Bottom lane, we have Corki Janna against this Graves Soraka. And this is hard now because Graves punishes aggressive play. And so it's very difficult for Corki Janna to trade effectively, especially when you get this armor buff from Soraka, and if he does break that shield now, that you lose that armor, or the attack damage upgrade now, or the attack damage buff, sorry. So once that breaks, the trade even becomes harder because of the way the True Grit gives him free stats on armor and such, and then Soraka's armor as well. So he can win the trades if they try to play passive. So one of the things he can do here is just, again, pressure against. There we go, big buckshot, putting down Corki's health a lot. And they have to play this carefully again, no sustain. You do see Alistar now roaming around and looks to go for this bottom lane right now. There's the ping coming onto the Graves right now. They don't have this warded, but they are backing up. They do have the Tribush ward, but they don't have the river. Here we go, Alistar actually sitting here, lying in wait, and here he comes right now. There's the Valkyrie in from Corki. There's a headbutt into the bush. Pulverize coming up. There's the armor buff, giving him a huge buff. Oh, but they're exhausting Soraka right now. The focus is just all over the place. They aren't focusing one person. Flash out from Soraka, flash out from Graves, and they are going to escape. Not too sure what the coordination there was. An exhaust came down on Soraka, and then they started switching focus instead of, just focusing one target. Not the best of ganks, but there needed to be a bit more focus on one target or the other.
Mm-hmm. And, Yuhn, your mic is a little, spotty. It's like you're blowing on it.
How about now?
Better, much better.
Okay, my bad. He's looking again at this middle. Again, Morgana's just going to have this free reign right now. Oh my god, I missed this. We do see the Soraka go down at the hands of Corki. I'm not paying attention to this map. Oh my gosh, I apologize. Here we go, actually, Nocturne trying to come in right now. There's the shield, trying to stick onto this Corki right now. He's getting pulled right now with that red buff. There's the heal, there's the headbutt in, and it looks like this Nocturne is going to go down, and Janna's going to pick that up, and the red buff is going to be lost by Nocturne. I'm not sure why he decided to try to... He basically walked in and handed the red buff over. There was no way he was going to kill that, especially because Corki still had a heal summoner, and then you've got, well, Janna and Alistar peeling with CCs. So already not looking for the strong... It's not the strongest start from Anthrax, but we'll see how they decide to play after. We already have Janna actually already grabbing Philosopher's Stone, so that GP5 or GP10 is already going to start, you know, ticking in gold and start giving her that advantage.
And back in middle lane, Delirium is rather low on mana, but has been able to prevent Akali from getting anywhere near her right now. We have 35 CS to 22. And
experience
wow.
a little, not too much. The hero. Again, just pushing too much, but we do see Nocturne transitioning to top right now. We'll see if this actually pays off. Again, it is very hard to gank Lee Sin, as he does have many tools to escape right now. As long as he just waits on the cooldowns of his skills, he can go in on that without the red. However, we do see he is going to go a bit early right now. There's the bear. He does use the Tempest to cripple. He does flash. Not quite enough for this Fear Rage. Here's the Ignite and the Bear Dog coming out. There's another stun. And Lee Sin is going to go down. So, Udyr with the who did get early ganked by Alistar finally is going to actually just get that recovery from the Nocturne gank on Lee Sin. And Lee Sin's going to start to step behind as they start to shut this tower pretty hard. Do see middle actually, Akali going in on Morgana. Morgana not with a lot of health, or mana, sorry. 60 isn't really enough to do anything but Black Shield. Again, Alezer is sticking right onto this, doesn't go in. I don't think he has enough charges for Shadow Dance. No, didn't quite have enough, so he had to recharge that. Quickly going to go over CS. We're just about 7 minutes in right now. You see Morgana middle, 42 to Akali's 34. Top lane we have 29 from Udyr to 27 of Lee Sin, so that's very even so far. Bot lane we have Corki at 34, and so is Grave, so they're about even right now. Corki does have that one Doran's Blade up, so it's going to be easier for him to trade against this right now, but he wants to try and take advantage of that before the lane starts picking up, where Soraka's heals are bigger and the infuses just come, and then it's a lot easier for Graves to just, you know, sit here and just kind of be like a wall that they can't push out. You see Delirium going to get the blue buff from the jungler right now as well. We do see Udyr going for a Wriggles as well. So does Lee Sin, it looks like, as they both are building components of that. Not too much difference in that. Akali grabbing that revolver right away. We do see Morgana with...
Yuhn, you're windy.
Again?
Oh.
How about now?
Still.
Now?
Better.
My bad. That's good?
Yes.
Okay, now that fixing mic troubles. Just looking around
It's been kind of on and off, so.
Okay.
But anyway. Yeah, Elizra still. Morgana does have that blue buff now. Akali's going to be a little bit of trouble going to dance around that. Sorry, not DOT. That pool there in the middle is preventing Akali from getting too close nearby, but she's doing her best to continue grabbing CS. Crocodoko, sorry, is coming down through the... looking to counter jungler perhaps, but Nocturne is still nearby, going to work on his red buff.
Yeah, we also see Alistar grabbing red as well. Expect to see some ganks out of that. It looks like he's handing it actually off to Corki, which... It was a move on its own that's pretty smart. That's also going to tick Corki's level 6. Alistar doesn't necessarily need the red to gank. It does help a lot, but his CC and the combo that he has is very strong to do ganks with. And if he does decide to gank this lane, the Corki with red is able to get a lot of damage down. Actually going in bottom for a nice trade. Sokka is just going to top off the Graves right now, as the farming just kind of continues all over the place. You see just exchanges top. Lee Sin isn't skilling into the safeguard, so he's going to get bullied by this Tiger Stance Udyr.
Yeah, he is having difficulties here. That exchanges as soon as Samuel comes up right up to his face. Corcododo just backs up almost instantly. He doesn't want to get too close to it here at all right now.
I think it's just that thing of adapt. If you do skill into the safeguard, it makes it so much easier to like not take damage from the dot and just to save yourself in lane. And just some people just stick to their skill things too much and instead, you know, just adapting to it and trying to do something else, which actually helps. There we go. See another big tiger dot. If he did scale safeguard, he could block most of that damage. Here, he is just gonna Iron Will just for that free lifesteal. You see a calling going back, just buying up some more items right now. There's not too much difference in the gold, just 600 up for Efflouresence right now. As we do see Nocturne now sneaking into this bottom bush, looking to possibly do lane gank. Instead, no, there was a ward thrown in by the blue team, so they do know he's there. And there goes the middle turret from Delirium. Delirium, again, just as Morgana, just shoving against this Akali, and Akali doesn't have too much to go off. There's a binding. Not quite taking her on the pool. Could have taken some more damage, just if not. And Delirium can just continue to push against this. However, Nocturne is coming up through the river. As we do see Udyr finishing his wriggles. We do see Alistar now just taking the lane for Lee Sin as he decides to go back, and as well as he's gonna buy wriggles himself. And actually Udyr getting that Ninja Tabby as well, so he'll just be that sort of armor item up. It's gonna help him against Lee Sin, who's already actually kind of holding his own over. Alistar also having that mobility boot, so his ganks are actually going to be quite fearsome as long as he, you know, that element of surprise, a very fast moving cow, 450 move speed. They are going to come up into this jungle right now. They are spotted by the ward coming up the ramp here. They're looking around this jungle. They might find Nocturne here though, if he didn't. No, he's just going to walk past and just ping the top instead.
Yeah, ping's going down. They're trying to shut down Udyr. This is the third time Alistar has come up here. Samuel's almost died earlier to that and had to burn Flash, but now his Flash is down. Terabyte trying to come up here to back him up, but there's the engage. Here comes Alistar, and here comes Walker.
Yep. There's the Tiger and the Ignite, the dots hitting down. This Lee Sin is going to be very much dead right now. And again, just this top lane is not being able to survive right now. But we do see this Morgana again just constantly shoving this Akali. 97 CS over this Morgana, 30 over the Akali right now. Bot lane again just sitting at this. They both have BF swords now. Again, Corki's just that one blade up. The CS isn't too far off of each other as Graves is just a 4 or 5 ahead of this Corki at the moment. It looks like they're pushing into more of this farm rather than the trades are coming less and less. So we do see Graves just kind of poking. Here's some trade going down. Some big damage. Here comes the fight. They do have, there's the Soraka ultimate, I believe, yes. And they're going to poke down more. There's the exhaust on the Soraka. Soraka is going to flash away. There's the heal from Corki, almost dying at the last second. He's going to turn on to iJosh. iJosh also burning his own heal flash summoner. And both lanes are not going to pick anything up, instead just walk away. However, we do see Nocturne bottom. Will he go for this? Not quite. They actually are pinging this dragon. However, blue team does have this pink ward, so they do see this coming. However, Alistar too far away to actually help with this, so this dragon actually might just go to them uncontested. Morgana actually decides to not grab that blue, and instead it's going to try to come down this dragon. It is going to be too late. There's no point, as we see, and the dragon is going to be given to Anthrax.
Yep, and that is a blue that will go to Alistar and not to Morgana. Not sure if that's the best of choices there by Delirium.
The gold is very even right now between the two teams. They still have that one tower. Akali's kind of this mid-game assassin where you want to try and snowball off kills. It gets very difficult to fight in teams, especially a team against this. Like Janna, Morg, Lee Sin, and Alistar all can heal her very well as Lee Sin also has stealth revealing skills, and that makes it harder for Lezra to get in on the Corki that he probably wants to focus down. That makes his job harder, especially if he's not ahead. So right now he's not in the best of spots right now, but his assassin capabilities will be much lower than he'd like against this team.
Mm-hmm.
Again, looking at the CS, we actually have the blue being given to iJosh instead of blue going to Akali because she uses energy, so decides to not. Oh, it does help some energy champions. We do see Corki now, 92, again Graves 105. He's just pulling a bit ahead because he did stay in the lane. We do see just the Morgana alone in the jungle, not quite, is just going to keep continuing to shove as she pulls up to 120 CS again, just about 30 over Akali, so Akali's not super far behind, but Morgana is pulling. We haven't seen a whole lot of ganks actually out of this Alistar, surprisingly. So maybe we will see a bit more action out of him, possibly, as he starts to head down bot lane. He's actually going to walk right into the Soraka right now. Is he going to be able to... There's Headbutt against the wall. There's the Pulverize right now. We don't have any follow-up. It's just Janna. Corki's all the way back in lane. And now this Soraka is actually trying to run out down here. This Corki over low mana. There's the Wish coming out. Rocket's coming down. This Alistar couple. There's the Pulverize coming out. And Headbutt is going to knock back the Graves. Graves flashing, using that quick draw to try and get out. Are they going to go for this dive? No, guess not. Alistar cooldown's quite not off yet. However, we might see it here as he uses. He does have Unbreakable Will, so it become this dive would actually be pretty strong right now. However, the Graves is just gonna back up and get out of there. This bottom tower is most likely going to fall. However, we do see Nocturne and Akali coming down as Udyr takes the top tower. Here goes Red Buff sticking to this Alistar. He's walking back and forth using Unbreakable Will. There's the flash. Lesnar trying to come down. Pulverize knocks him up. There's the Nocturne ulti. Janna also pushes him back. After that, he's almost going to get away. Flash, and then the ultimate from Akali is going to get that kill, pick it up. And down goes Alistar.
Meantime, Udyr does take top lane, continuing to push very aggressively here. That's quite the shove. It's pushing very, very hard middle lane. That turret has been down for a while, but they do find Terabyte trying to take red buff to try and keep it for their own team. Will he be able to... No, he doesn't have smite up, unfortunately.
And this Udyr is just barreling down this Lee Sin, not able to push him out right now. Udyr just sitting up here, about almost 30 farm ahead. He's just going to ward up this dragon right now. And here comes Elezra onto this Morgana, throwing out the bind, not quite connecting. However, we do see Udyr coming from the back right now. There's the flash bear paw, the black shield does expire ignite, and Elezra does go in as Morgana tries to burn the flash to escape. He's going to pick up another kill for himself. Looking at gold, we do have actually, Akali has quite a bit pocketed right now, 2,700 gold. Same with Udyr, 2,200, so big items on the way whenever they decide to buy it now. Actually, Udyr decides to go back top, decides to push it a bit more. This Alistar is not having as much presence on the map as he'd like. I mean, an early Oracle would have definitely been smart because of that. They are heavily warding to prevent those ganks, and if he had an Oracle so he could roam around, get rid of those wards, and just start to, even if he doesn't gank, he still applies a lot of pressure to these lanes because Alistar ganks are very strong and they don't necessarily want to get hit by them.
We do see a pickup of Sapphire Crystal and a dagger here on Udyr. Likely going to build into a Triforce, perhaps?
Yeah, most likely a Triforce.
Yep.
You see Corki just down by himself. We do see Janna picking up an Oracle finally. She's going to start cleaning out some of these wards right now. We do see Corki just sitting back in the tower. His tower is almost gone, and so she's going to start pocketing missile barrages, trying to get the wave off as he is getting lower. Again, looking at farm really fast, we do see Akali finishing Woda and going for a giant spell, most likely into a Rally Scepter. As we do see the rest of his team coming down. Morgana entering the lane right now. That red buff is starting to slow right now. Are they going to get this? There's no bind yet out of Morgana, which she did land, and nothing there. Oh, there's the bind, sorry. Onto Nocturne. There's the Unite coming down, and down goes Nocturne along with a hand of Morgana's Ignite. And Soul Shackles missing the Q is Lee Sin. However, he is just going to Dragon Kick Graves and knock him out. Meanwhile, top though, Udyr is just continuing to farm. And he really should be just heavily pushing this as quick as he can, which seems to what he's doing. This first tower bottom is going to be picked up by Efflouresence as they start to ping there, and now they know, except they are going to go for the blue buff here on the purple side right now, as Udyr is going to be getting this top tower, the second tower, for free. Nothing is there to stop him. He can actually just transition over to this blue and take that as well. This Corki and Lee Sin are now porting back to come up. They do ping the Baron, however, or the Dragon, sorry. They do realize it's not there, as Udyr is now just going to pick up this blue buff for free.
Very well done by both teams trying to take down whatever objectives they can. Now that Udyr has taken blue buff, he is out of there as fast as possible, but looks like Alistar is going to be able to find him in here. There's the Pulverize, there's the Headbutt. Undead Mickey trying to take him down, but Akali is here, as is, I guess, the rest of Efflourescence, trying to catch somebody out of position. Unfortunately, not able to take Udyr down.
Not quite enough damage right now. We do see dragons spawning, actually, right now. Currently, Udyr has just been, there hasn't been enough pressure. Lee Sin just didn't have the capacity to keep up with this Udyr and fight against him, just from improper skilling against that sort of type. And then the Alistar just never got any ganks off, so Udyr's just been sitting top despite being ganked really early from the level 2 Alistar. Udyr's just been sitting top and just pushing and doing whatever he wants, really. And even looking at his farm right now, he's level 13, the highest level in the entire game right now. And he does have 134 CS, and he is going for the Triforce. How much money does he have? Not too much. So his Triforce will be done in about 1,200 gold. Not too bad, as we do see both teams now dancing around Baron right now. Both teams fairly... Yeah, sorry, Dragon, not Dragon. This is not a giant purple worm right now. They do see the ping. Here comes Lenzer right in. He is going to get revealed by the Lee Sin. There's the Morgana ult. The Morgana ult does not finish the tick on any of them right now, so Lenzer backing out. There's the exhaust onto Udyr right now. Coming in. Oh, there's the knockup from Alistar. Only have Janna use Monsoon to push everyone back right now. We do see Alistar with that Unbreakable Will just inside. There's the Morgana ult as Corki flashes for the Graves. Not going to be able to get him right now. Lesnar. Is he going to pick up this kill? Not quite. There's a Black Shield onto Lee Sin. Gonna deny Lizard that kill. Not quite enough energy either to finish it off, as they are going to get two for two. Morgana and Corki running extremely low. Graves just getting out of there with just about less than 100 HP at the time. And now Corki and Morgana are just going to go and take this dragon for free. You see Graves now purchasing Infinity Edge as well as Akali finishing the Rylai's Scepter. So Akali's actually quite nice in terms of items right now. It'll help her assassinations. Rylai's helps her stick to enemies very well, and it also gives her a bit more leeway when she dives in. Gives her a nice chunk of health and ability to escape.
You see, oh, there is the pickup on Zhonya's Hourglass, a very key component of Morgana's build, and Graves has picked up the Infinity Edge. You see a Sheen on Udyr trying to finish up the rest of his Triforce. Corki picking up a Vamp Scepter.
Corki also has IE, and then the Vamp Scepter is just there to give him a bit of sustain. It did get nerfed. It's still a useful thing to do, so you don't have to, build a Wriggles or something. You just have the Vamp Scepter and use that off the crits of IE, and then it gives you a nice chunk of health back. Right now, gold is not too much difference. There's a 300 gold difference, not too much. 7-7 right now, however, 2 towers each right now. We actually do see just top tower got 2 towers down, while this middle and bottom lane on the purple side have gone down. We're looking at this gold right now, so there's not too much indifference actually right now. Everyone's got around the same gold. Akali still a bit pulling ahead of the Morgana by a little bit because of the kills. It's not too much. But yes, we do see now Morgana does have Hourglass, and if she does a well-executed ult, it actually can be very game-changing as long as she uses the stasis correctly, or if her ultimate just hits a large majority of it. So right now, this Efflouresence team is split. We do see Akali and Nocturne coming down into the bottom jungle right now. Looking around for it. The Efflouresence team is split a little bit right now. It is warded, actually, just up here by the ramp by Anthrax, and we do see Akali now coming into this Lee Sin. However, does walk into this Corki, which just does deter her, and she is just going to turn back as they regroup.
Both teams just kind of dancing around here in this middle lane. I think they want Efflourescence's turret, but Baron has been pinged. It looks like they might try to make a move for it.
So blue is pinged. Don't know if they're trying to force it or just have it cleared. We still have. Well, actually, Janet doesn't have that Oracle anymore. She did die in the last fight. We have an Oracle, yeah, on Soraka. So Nocturne actually, a Zeal with a, never really seen Zeal on Nocturnes. Giant Spell could go into Frozen Mallet or Atmas, or sorry, Warmogs as well. I think he's actually pretty strong at this point. He's not that far ahead of Graves. We do see Udyr now finishing that Triforce. That is going to help a lot. Alistar also having that that Spirit Visage, going to give his healing a bit of improvement, and also gives him a nice chunk of CDR, which is very, very useful on Alistar, especially with 2 forms of CC that can't be mitigated by anything, the knockups and the knockback. It's just so good, and it does. However, he is going to get caught here. He's going to be slowed. There's the Unbreakable Will. A stun from Udyr, and oh, there's the Black Shield. Is he going to be able to get out in time? As the rest of the Efflourescence team, they're diving in quite for this. Down goes Akali right now, and here comes Corki and Lee Sin doing huge damage in here. Udyr also getting dragon kicked away, and is going to be finished off by Corki right now. Nocturne ult comes in as he tries to finish off this Morgana, and that fight didn't quite go around. Alistar lived for a considerable amount of time, the rest of his team to get there, and they do clean it up. This Corki and Lee Sin actually doing quite a bit of damage, as Lee Sin does have that phage now. And just strong focus actually in this choke point too was just very good for Corki to turn on phosphorus or turn on Gatling gun and just cone hit all the champions on Anthrax, as well as just spam rockets down, deal a nice amount of AoE, as well as the tormented soul from Morgana just sat there and ticked away, getting actually a lot of damage. It's sometimes underrated how much damage that pool actually does when she starts to get a lot of AP. Because it can tick for, right now it currently ticks for about 100 damage a second, I believe, for 5 seconds. And that just does a lot. Combining that with the fact that Corki magic damage out of the phosphorus bomb and the missile barrage, they're actually doing this blue and they all just kind of stopped.
Huh.
I'm not too sure what I guess she wants to get it after. Anyways, the gold advantage is just not too much ahead, just a little under 2k gold for the Efflourescence team. They aren't too far ahead right now as it's 10-8 and they do pick up that Baron. Look at Items quick. Graves is going to pull that the Zeal quickly. Corki still has yet to buy. Actually has a nice chunk of gold. If he wanted, he could flat out buy the Phantom Dancer now when he goes back to buy. Just sell the potions and get that IE or the Phantom Dancer and just start to deal a load of damage. Be going 6-0-4. He's been a part of every single kill so far. So Corki actually is starting to pull ahead in gold over this Graves right now.
And yeah, they are going to. Delirium will finally get his blue buff right now. They do have Baron as well, so the rest of Anthrax really needs to be careful right now. Efflourescence has pulled ahead a little bit in the gold count, but mostly that Baron was quite the turnaround. Soraka picking up the oracles, but unfortunately not really roaming around close enough to take out any of the vision that Efflourescence has. Dragon, I think, should be coming up in the next couple minutes.
Corki does actually buy the Phantom Dance right now, so now with this Baron now, they still have a little over 2 minutes, 2 minutes and 30 seconds approximately with this buff. So what they should be doing now is just starting to poke, because Corki is really big right now, and he's a full item ahead of, or almost, maybe half a full item over the Graves right now, and they should just use that to their advantage and just Corki's strength right now to just shred down with Gatling gun and have everyone else basically just, they kind of act as like a sort of condom where they just protect him and don't let any of these guys near him. All the peels are just so strong right now that they should just be using this and having Corki poke with the Morgana poke, especially now because the blue is somewhat fresh. They should just keep poking with that and just hit the towers. Here we go. Actually, there's a bind onto Udyr right now, and he's going to get knocked up. Dragon kicked back as well. Morgana coming in. Is there going to be a stasis? There's a stasis. There's the tick. Last tick of Soul Shackles. Hitting Graves and Nocturne. Nocturne going to get out. Unfortunately, Graves is not. As we see Morgana go down. However, Alezra is denied his base as Alistar headbutts her back out and then gets revealed in her Twilight Shroud by Lee Sin, and she is going to get picked up as well. Again, just a team fight being dominated by this Efflourescence team right now. This Corki is so strong right now, and there's no way for them to get in on this. As they start to push down again, now extending the gold lead up to 4,000 just about, and they're going to shred this tower very fast, as well as grab this inhibitor. There's going to be about 5 more seconds before we see Graves and then Udyr up again, and then another 20 for Akali. So they're going to take this tower, and they are going to ping this dragon. You see Corki actually just gun a Valkyrie over, and we might see Corki go for this other turret while the rest of his team starts to do dragon. We do see Nocturne now coming up as well as Udyr, so Corki is just going to back out of that instead. As Morgana also goes to clear top, so they will just grab this dragon very fast. No one's really in range to really contest this right now. They're going to pick up that dragon and extend the gold lead to about 5,000, more than 5,500 right now. And it looks like Efflourescence is now starting to pull ahead every so slight, little by little, they're pulling ahead again. Corki now at 11k gold total over this Graves of 7,800, so this Graves is very much behind right now.
And there's the Shirelia's purchase onto Janna. Already a very fast move speed, that 3% increase to everybody on the team. That Shirelia's will only let them move a little bit faster, picking up Ruby Crystal as well. And oh, there we go. The Frozen Heart onto Alistar.
These
Excellent
purchases
choice.
are just going to make it so much harder to get in, because they really, what Anthrax really needs to do is get rid of this Corki. This Corki is doing so much damage with this Gatling gun, just shredding everyone. There's not like a whole plethora of armor that they have, so this Corki is actually shredding very heavily with Gatling gun, and he's just dealing so much damage right now. But there's no real way for this Anthrax team to really peel in. And now that you've got Reverie on Janna, who already peels so heavily, now you have Alistar with the Frozen Heart. When all these heroes that do all this damage rely on their auto attacks, even Akali, to proc Mark of the Assassin, it makes it even worse. And then you've got Lee Sin, who again now has Frozen Mallet, who's just going to stick, or again, there's more peeling. There's so much peel for Corki right now that he's literally protected in, like, he's protected by layers upon layers of, he's just got layers of protection now that, I couldn't think of an analogy, because I just, so,
Like an onion.
yeah, pretty much. Almost like an onion. And again, every time they try to get through one of these layers, they're just going to cry, because their attempts at it are just going to be, they're just going to be negated, and it's going to be so hard. We do see pings now, this whole team up here. They should just continue to keep pushing right now while this entire Anthrax team is down here. Actually, there's no ward, so they don't exactly quite know it. They're just going to ping this right now as Alistar and Morgana are just going to sit down here. They do have this ward, so they do see them coming up right now in this choke. Throwing out the buy, not exactly connecting. They're going to start. That turret's going down so quickly right now. There's the Nocturne up. He is going to dive in on the Corki. Corki Valkyrie away. This Nocturne trying to get in. Not enough. Here comes the Alistar. Doing some CC onto Graves. Graves not getting much damage off. Not too much damage coming out of Morgana's ult either. They're all jumping. There's a huge cluster right now, kicking out Akali from the Shroud. And they are trying to get this Corki. Corki again just doing large amounts of damage, and they can't take him down. Finally, the Corki goes down. However, all they have now is this Graves and Soraka right now. Just a cluster. I couldn't even see what was going on. There's a dash. There's a pulverize. There's a silence. Not going to get that headbutt out. Again, they are just going to keep pushing on this tower. They won't be able to do much with this Soraka. Actually, Lee Sin trying to go in on here. He's so tanky right now. They aren't going to get much done there, so they're probably just going to deter to that or leave this tower and start to roam around a bit more.
An excellent play there by Janna. That Monsoon was very well placed to separate the entire team of Anthrax from one another, and well done by Corki to Valkyrie out of there and react very quickly to Nocturne's engage. So that definitely turned around that fight.
I couldn't even see what was happening in that fight. There's too much AoE. And now Corki actually picking up Guardian's Angel right now. So now it's going to... This is another layer that's just going to keep Corki alive right now. He is going to double pot too. That's going to make him very strong. Other items we see, we don't see too much else yet. You see Morgana actually now has that Rabadon's. Yeah, it just has that Rabadon's now. So they do ping this blue. They're going to get this blue to Morgana, and Baron has respawned as well right now. So this is going to probably be the big fight. They can get this blue quick and then go on it. They did. Graves was bottom. He is all the way at the base right now, so they could go on this now. Instead, they are waiting. They don't have much vision up here. Looking at the blue vision, they don't have much vision up here, up on this ramp, but they do see the Nocturne and the Yuhn just up at the upper part of the jungle right now. As we do see this team of Anthrax closing in right now. The Baron at about a quarter health right now. We do see Udyr charging in right now. Wards are being thrown in. Here come Akali and Udyr in, and right away, immediately, Morgana soul shackling and using that stasis to go. And she is the first one to fall. So much damage coming in. Where's this Corki? All the way at the back, trying to get this damage. Alistar trying to peel so hard right now as Lee Sin and Janna are sticking onto this Udyr. Udyr just not going down right now as Corki's Guardian Angel has just activated. And there he goes, he respawns, he's going to try and get some damage onto his Graves. Graves separated, using that quick draw to run out. However, he is just manning up the Corki after that Guardian Angel is just going to take down. Big crits coming down, also removing Udyr quickly, as well as making short work of Soraka. And this Alistar is actually just really wanting this. There's the boots and mobility. Is he going to be able to get this? No, he's just going to not. He's going to start going to work on that inhibitor. That Guardian Angel turned the whole fight around for Corki. As soon as that came in, there wasn't enough. Graves got ejected out of it, and then Corki just turned around and just decided to hit the Udyr, 3-shot the rest of his health, and then turn on to Soraka as well and make short work of him.
An excellent pickup on the Guardian Angel. I don't think a Banshee's Veil would have done absolutely nothing, but Guardian Angel, knowing that he would be the one to get bursted down, an excellent item choice. And there goes the
Top
first
turret as well as
the
the
top
middle
turret,
inhibitor
yeah.
as well. We actually did see that bottom, the second bottom turret on the purple side go down as well. So now the gold lead is actually extended, nearly 10,000 gold for Efflourescence. 7-3 on the towers right now. Again, Corki just so huge, 11-1-7, playing so well right now this game. And Nedmickey doing a very good job for his team, itemizing correctly, just getting so much damage in. Do see Alistar pinging onto this enemy blue buff so they can get this and also grab that Baron. Buy up with this, or sorry, Dragon. They can buy up with the amount of gold that they have. Three of them have quite a bit amount of gold and just start sieging on this Anthrax base.
Trying to defend their base right now, clearing up as much as they can, farming up, turtling down, and not quite sure what else Anthrax can do at this point. They're set 10k gold behind of their opponents right now, down 8 kills, down 4 towers, and an inhib. So I guess, Yuhn, what do you think they can do at this point besides try to capitalize on really, really big mistakes of that Efflourescence makes?
All they can really try to do is keep them cleared and try to force Efflourescence into a bad fight and just try and, if there's someone that they can, look for an opening on this court and just take him down. The GA still has, where is that? GA is still now just about more than half of the cooldown for it. So if they can get another fight in, try and get on this Corki and get rid of him. Corki does have Phage now, going to give him a bit more tankiness and even peeling himself with that if you get some Phage procs on anyone that decides to pursue him. We do have now Nocturne now also going for Frozen Mallet as well. We have Frozen Mallet on him. Graves is actually just so far behind right now. Do see a colleague working for that Lich Bane. Not quite there, almost having enough gold for it. Is top, her and Graves are top, so right now they are going to take this chance as those two are top and start to push down this bottom inhib turret. Corki just, wow, that's actually some decent damage on that Udyr right now. Corki gets a last whisper, he's going to be on such a tear. So they are starting to siege this tower right now, just poking at that turret as Akali and Graves now join the rest of them. They can just sit here, and with these super minions, as the super minions push in, it's going to force someone off the Anthrax team to, clear this wave, and then they start to, take free shots on that turret and just try and get rid of it as fast as possible. There's actually a bind onto Morgana and flash, or a bind on Soraka. Morgana flashing in using that Soul Shackle, immediately followed by that Stasis. We do have Udyr and Akali and Nocturne all jumping on this Corki. Corki trying to get out, not quite enough peel as he is going to go down. There's the Pulverize onto Nocturne right now as Morgana is just trying to scoot out of the tower, is not going to get that last hit from the tower to kill her. And there goes the ace. They did get the Corki down, although it's not quite enough. The engage under the tower was so strong. Soraka just melted almost instantly and there was no support from it. There wasn't any of the heals. And they all expended so much to just take out this Corki. The Shadow Dance stacks were all used. The Nocturne ult was used. And Udyr just dedicated so much. So much was dedicated to killing, yes, the one champion that they needed to. However, because they had to literally expend all that to do it, they were left with nothing to clean up the rest of the Efflourescence team.
And that is game. Efflourescence will move on to, I guess, the semifinals.
Winners
Victory!
finals.
Winners finals. There we go.
The start of the game did actually favor very well for Anthrax for a good part of it. Udyr was got really up on this Lee Sin. However, looking at gold, didn't matter by the end of it. Lee Sin, again, getting big items. It just became this whole thing of protecting Corki. It was very hard to get on it, and as you saw with the last team fight, they had to expand all their resources just to kill him, and in doing so, leaves them vulnerable to the other four, who can even still do damage on their own, as Morgana still had quite a nice chunk of AP, and Lee Sin is also just very strong as well. So excellently, Corki played very well actually this game as well. So as Efflourescence is going to move on to winners finals, and they are going to knock Anthrax down to losers bracket. So as we set up our next game, we will be right back. And we thank you guys for watching if you've been sticking with us the whole day. After our bit of a slow start, we're still trying to get used to each other. It's our first time together casting. I'm joined by SilverDirge. My name is Yuhn, and we'll be right back.